We'll do it live.
That's exactly right.
I really hope that's the first thing that people hear.
It probably is. Right about.
Like, as soon as we go live, fuck it, we'll do it live. It's great. It's great. It's fine. It's fine. Holy forking shirt balls. They're ficking with my emotions.
Oh, BVK, are you using headphones?
Yeah.
Last time I
You can
recorded
see
with
his
you.
earbuds in.
Oh, I can't see his video right now. I'm working on other stuff. Last time I recorded with you, I got a lot of myself in your audio.
Well, it's because you guys sound alike.
No, that's not it.
Yeah, I can't hear. I mean, I don't have a speaker on.
Okay.
I got my ear. I can't hear any. There's nothing that's like nothing is projecting out other than my speaker or my headphones. So
Okay.
I may have been messing with it last
Could
time
be
because of
the-
the us doing it through Skype and then through the other. We were on the fly trying to get it so we could both watch the video.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't think there was, but
it was just I could hear myself in your audio. I was just checking, just making sure. But that was just that one time, I think.
you got me as Ashley on Twitch.
Yeah, I'll fix it.
I don't mind, but you know,
just organizing it on the fly.
She might.
yeah.
She might.
She might be like, I don't have that sort of beard.
I'm the Ashley variant.
She has a very different beard.
Yeah.
Got that
Wildly different beard.
His name's Ken. Dude.
Oh wow. Oh, that's in the Twitch for the next 14 days.
Yep.
His joke.
Speaking of that, I love how some people like it's obvious. I think that Jess gets her she watches the Twitch stream the next morning instead of like listening to the podcast or YouTube, because her feedback on the chat was she's like, the best part of the show was afterwards when me, Matt, and Jay Scotty were talking to each other, giving each other like life, like supporting each other and this and that. I'm like,
pep talks.
Honestly, I don't remember that, but that's so cool.
Yeah, that's really funny. I thought the same thing. I read that and I was like, when did that? I guess that happened. Check.
I guess that happened because she's not the kind of person to lie about that sort of shit.
No,
be a weird thing to make up.
Yeah, that's a weird flex, but okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Check. I'm still not getting you guys in the audio here. Damn.
Checkity check.
Oh, there's that. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Check.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, man, it'll probably be a short episode because there's not really much to talk about here. So
nothing at all.
We can go ahead and wrap it here if you want.
Check.
Yeah.
Guys.
Yeah, who can sleep at a time like this?
Oh no, this is bad.
No, great.
I love it when Matt says that.
Can we get a variant Matt in here one of these days?
Nah.
Jay Scotty says sounding good on the stream.
If
Matt doesn't get everything breaking around him, then it causes a Nexus event.
Yeah. If it's too smooth, all of a sudden we're like, oh, there's the TVA. Crap.
Yep.
Here they come. There's that golden doorway.
Have you guys seen that? You guys have seen Good Omens, right?
Oh, hell yeah.
There's like Private Pulsiver. Every time he touches a computer, it falls apart.
That's my wife. I don't know how she does it. I don't know how the hell she does it. She'll do the exact same thing that I will do with a piece of technology. Mine will work. Hers will not. She hands it to me. I'll do the exact same thing she was just doing. It will work. It will function. I'm like, you are Private Pulsiver.
I was so excited yesterday when I got the tweet from Neil Gaiman saying, we got season 2. Like, fuck yeah. And on top of that, we get the Sandman on Netflix coming soon. Because it's supposed to be like the adaptation. You guys have listened to the Audible version that he did?
Yeah.
I listened to first First, like several episodes of it.
Yeah.
Something like 7, I think.
Gaiman's one of those guys. It's like the people in the like geek community, when you hear his name, you're like, oh, I know who that guy is. But he's just one of those guys where it's like he should be like a household name. Like everyone should know most of the stuff that he does because it's so good.
I feel like he is pretty big household name.
He wrote 1602.
Chickity check.
Give the man the props.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The chat says no spoilers. Well, you've come to the
okay.
You've come to the wrong.
Okay.
You've come to the
check.
You've come to the wrong place. Then maybe you should get the fuck out of here. Sorry, get the fick out of here.
Check.
A lot of people in the chat said Ashley's never looked this good.
Hello. Check.
Ouch. For your sake, I'm not going to tell her that you agree with them.
I didn't say I agree with them. I just said I read that. Oh.
I don't know what's going on, guys. This is stupid. I'm just not getting anything on my microphone, but it keeps showing up and then just disappearing, and I don't know what to do to make it work. Check.
Unplug it, plug it back in.
Someone go find Casey.
It's been acting weird lately, but now it's something in the software, and I can't seem to figure out how to get my microphone to record.
Like, sorry, when I say is it the microphone or something else, I mean, like, is it the interface?
It's getting into the interface, and the interface is coming up in my software, but then in the software, it won't cause the. Let me try something. Check. Oh, interesting. So it won't.
I led him to discovery.
Well, we don't know if it's a good or bad interesting yet.
So it won't. My mic won't move the LED, until I hit record. I just decided to try that at random. When I hit record, it's causing the LEDs to dance, but not until I hit record. That's really weird. Check. But it's creating waveforms, so we're good. Let's do this now.
Yeah. I'm hitting record on Audacity.
If you stop recording and then play it back, does it have good audio that you can hear and work with?
I think so.
'Cause that's a concern too.
Give me a second. It looks good. But to test it, I have to.
Yeah.
Check. But it's creating waveforms, so we're good. Yep, it's coming back at me. Cool.
Yeah, there it is.
Sounded fine to me.
Tight.
Let's do it. Let me
wait.
Hey, Matt, look.
Toit like a pain.
I also can now take shots out of my Adderall bottle.
Woo!
I would probably take those out first, though.
That was so sick.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah, you dissolve all those into your shot. Like, that was the best shot I've ever had in my life.
Okay.
I've never been more focused.
I'm going to hit record. You guys ready?
Yep.
Let's do this.
Yeah, hitting record.
Oh, my goodness. Thanks, everybody, for joining us on Twitch. We're going to go ahead and talk about this episode. Sorry for the technical difficulties starting 15 minutes late. God, always.
Ready to go, though?
Yeah. I just wanted to take a second to say hi. Let's do this thing.
Cool. Okay.
Oh, no. Shit. It's not recording.
Nope.
Fuck.
He said it's not recording anymore.
I just stopped recording for no reason. Great. That's really good news.
That's awesome.
I don't know what's happening. It's like nothing has changed, and all of a sudden my computer's acting like a piece of shit, and it's brand new. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Let's do this thing. It's recording. I'm watching it.
Okay. Today on the Marvel Cinematic Universe podcast, it is Late Night Loki episode 4, and I am back. after not being able to be there for a couple of weeks. But anyway, oh God, there's so much to talk about. This was an episode, you guys. Anyway, all that and more is that we have no control over.
Welcome to the Marvel Cinematic Universe podcast. My name is Matthew Carroll.
And I'm Jeff Randall.
In our third chair tonight, we have Ashley No, it's Brian. I forgot to change his name on the stream, though. Let's fix that. Sorry. Here we go.
Oh, look like magic.
No, I'm Ashley Coffin.
Shit.
It's just a bunch of variants.
All the nameplates are wrong. All the name. Oh, you're Jay Scotty now.
Past.
Back to being Ashley.
Listen.
Now I'm Melissa.
Oh, now you're Melissa.
There we go.
Someone that had their shit together would have had those labeled. But you know what? The labels are not long enough. It cuts off after a few letters.
Yeah, there was so many "that's what she said" moments right there. Okay.
Here we go.
Oh my God, that was real good. Oh man, it's late.
Or early.
It's so late. It's so late. And my voice hurts. My voice hurts so bad.
Okay, so where do we take this from now?
Starting to be hot. Welcome to the Marvel Cinematic Universe podcast. My name is Matthew Carroll.
And I'm Jeff Randall.
In our third chair, we have our guest, Brian V. Klein, in the house. How you doing, Brian?
Kind of bored. That was kind of a episode that not much happened. I almost fell asleep during it, so not much to talk about. So
real dud, not an emotional roller coaster at all.
Total filler.
If you've
killer.
If you've never heard sarcasm before, you would be very shocked to hear these words.
Yes, this is definitely sarcasm. My mind was blown multiple times throughout this episode,
multiple times, at least 3.
Yeah. And when the ending happened, especially, by the way, if you're listening to this, there is a post-credit sequence. If you turn it off early, go back, because there's a important post-credit sequence that we're going to spoil right now. So if you missed it, stop the podcast, go check it out. Yeah, that post-credit sequence was insane, and when it happened,
right?
And we see this Council of Loki situation, whatever it's going to be.
Council of Lokis.
So crazy.
Whole lot of Lokis.
So
there's a whole lot of Lokis in there. We've been looking for Richard E. Grant, and we finally we finally get him. Sort of. We get his,
with the really bad comics. Yeah, the very bad comics costume with the over exaggerated everything.
He's wearing his Loki pajamas, basically.
He looks like a shitty cosplayer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really
Dollar
does.
store cosplay Richard E. Grant. You get the most acclaimed actor they have here, and it's just like, here's your costume. Like, you get this from?
Yeah.
I love that. I love it so much.
One.
And an alligator Loki.
So great.
An alligator Loki. What in the world?
An alligator Loki.
What is that about?
I was
gonna say Frog Thor is out there too somewhere, so there's gonna have a whole variant. Oh man,
I'm feeling weird Spider-Verse vibes where it's you too can be a Loki, but that doesn't feel nearly as encouraging as you too can be Spider-Man. You know, it's you too can be a genocidal maniac.
Loki
with daddy issues.
And a really big sharp set of teeth.
Loki's just a state of mind.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta walk out that door. You choose to be a Loki.
Which one will I be today?
Oh, sorry.
Oh God!
Mixing
you walk
up
out that door. You're a Loki.
Mixing up my hero decision moments.
Yeah.
I'm so tired, guys. I'm so
you want to go home. You want to go home? That's great. Cool. Just sit here and wait it out.
30 seconds of
You
background.
walk out that door. You're a Loki.
Not like this.
It's so stupid. Okay, but so big stuff. We really a lot of the big shocking things in this episode, which to me were obviously Owen Wilson's character getting pruned. And then also Loki getting pruned, but then finding out that pruning might not be death. Pruning may be teleportation of some sort.
Just send him somewhere else to like some shittier universe or shittier timeline.
Does it send you?
Not only
Okay, so
like,
now all I want
those 4 versions of Loki there. Like if you look at the background, it's like it's New York. Like you can see Avengers Tower on the right side, and it's just destroyed. It's, like this is the like shitty, awful future of like where Loki won, quote unquote. And this is like the next episode is obviously where we're gonna get Vote Loki. Right?
So probably.
Oh, I think so.
So the Timekeepers or whoever's behind the Timekeepers are not killing or genociding populations. They're just sending variants to like a weird place. So does that mean there's like a different weird post-apocalypse where where Owen Wilson just landed and saw a bunch of Owen Wilsons, and please let it be a lie, and please let me see like a crowd of Owen Wilsons going wow all at the same time. Like let it be like the troll of the century.
As soon as you said that, that's exactly what popped in my mind.
Every version
in every movie.
Yes.
Like one of them is driving Lightning McQueen.
Yeah.
They're all just like, wow.
One of them just is Lightning McQueen. Like they just go all out with it. We already have an alligator Loki. Why not a car Mobius?
Yeah.
So is that like that for every character that's ever been, like every person has ever been pruned? They're stuck in their own world with all their variants. Oh crap, that must be hell for some people.
Yeah, it may just maybe. It's a maybe.
I mean, obviously it won't be for the show, but
that was hell.
Yeah, with the 1 L, yeah.
Maybe that is hell. You just have to sit and deal with yourself for the rest of eternity.
I mean, getting kicked in the nads a whole bunch of times by Sif was probably hellish enough, but geez.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was rough.
Yeah,
that was rough. Especially with she has to go through the same diatribe every time. He's just like, okay, yeah, just. God, would you kick me in the nuts already, please? God.
What was
just get it over with.
I was gonna say, by the time she came around and he was sitting down, I'm like, I wouldn't be able to stand up after about 10 or 12 of these things either, man. Holy crap.
Yeah.
What was so neat about that scene is it wasn't about her beating him up. Like that's not what the pain he was having to go through. It was the pain of him being brought low and being embarrassed. And he said, like, I thought it'd be funny, but it wasn't. And like it's him having shame. And that's the moment he's reliving that's hellish to him, you know?
Yeah, well,
but the physical pain
is... You see it right at the beginning. The physical pain's there, too. But, like, you can see it right at the beginning when he's just like, you know, this is a bad memory, and I remember, like, right after this, I didn't think about it anymore. I went and had a bath. So let's go have the bath now. And then, like, it looped. And then you could see that realization of, like, damn it. This is gonna happen a lot.
Yeah, they're doing something in this episode with the idea of like, you know, spending time with yourself and the torture of that, like spending time with your worst moments and stuff. And now he's going off to Is This Hell? And it's just a bunch of Lokis. Man, I'm so excited, and I was so shocked that Mobius died, but now there's hope because maybe Mobius is in a world of Owen Wilson's. What do we think of the idea that Loki is in love with a variant of himself? We talked about it already, but I didn't think Disney would go there, honestly.
I mean, he caused the thing that saved himself, so... I mean, that's what we're thinking, right?
Textbook narcissism, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it fits the character.
I was like, hey Mobius.
Like, he would be the one.
Yep.
Yeah, I was like, hey, Mobius, don't kink shame. We don't kink shame around here.
Yeah. We don't kink shame around here, Mobius. Like, what are you thinking?
I mean, that's the road to his recovery. You can't learn to love someone else until you learn to love yourself, right? So when you get step 1 out of the way, now he can go and
but like, but love yourself. Like, there's the contextual understanding of that phrase.
It's not a variant of yourself. You're supposed to love yourself, BBK.
Yeah, it's really just accept yourself. They say love is used very broadly nowadays.
And most people don't get the opportunity to be able to physically meet a variant of themselves. So, you know,
but you do have,
especially one that's a different gender.
But you do have the opportunity to love yourself every day.
Yes.
Yeah.
both
So take this
in many ways
physically,
possible.
mentally, spiritually. Love
Lay day,
yourself,
Loki.
everybody.
Fiscally.
So speaking of that, it looks like that was the, you know, all the theories that we were having about him tricking her with the temp pad and saying, oh, you know, nope, it was broken, and yes, it was. He had it to try to like manipulate her. It looks like that was out the window. It was just that they were ready to die there on Lamentos.
None of those theories panned out at all.
Yeah.
Damn you, Disney! Make us think of something in him and not be true, right?
I'm a little annoyed at the magic love thing, because that's always kind of annoys me in stories when it's like, oh, we loved each other and we held hands for a second or whatever, and that saved us. Like that little bit of like magical thinking. I don't know. You're still in a apocalypse. How did that create variance energy? And like Mobius says, like a narcissistic moment like that, it would create enough variance energy. And it's like, how does that change the timeline enough to, you know, from a how this works perspective? I don't like it, but I don't know. I don't mind that I don't know. I found myself very confused by the whole scene.
It wasn't hand wavy though, because they actually said, I mean, Ravonna said, we got to figure out what caused this. So at least there was them trying to figure it out. So maybe they don't even know.
Yeah, they don't know either.
Right. Well, Mobius kind of figures it out.
Like they don't even know either. They're watching it on the screen, and the thing is like the timeline, you know, branch is like weaving its way up like a snake. And they were like, "Have you ever seen a branch like that?" Like this was a new thing for them too.
Right. Yeah. Especially in the apocalypse, because they even said something like they're in somewhere that no one's supposed to survive from, which is the whole basis of what Sylvie was hiding in. But the one thing they didn't do is they didn't show us how the TVA contained all those, you know, the time bomb explosions from the end of the second episode.
The bombing of the sacred timeline. Yeah.
Yeah. So
like the guy was panicking in the chair in Sacred Timeline Command Center or whatever.
Yeah, I really wish
those guys were like, "Oh God, somebody just bombed the Sacred Timeline!" Like that seemed like a really big fucking event.
Yeah, I would have just liked it if a scene where Casey just comes running in like, "I got it, guys, don't worry," and then runs off, and then at least they showed something. Maybe, I mean, who knows?
Those little rocks,
but that's not where
that I kept having.
It would have been nice if
I used those. Everything seemed to be okay now.
It would have still sounds dumb.
Still sounds dumb.
It would have been nice if even in the background there was still like some panic happening. But I guess you just have to think like time functions differently in the TVA, so it could have been 50 years for them, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
They're like, we'll get to it when we feel like it. The timeline will still be there.
Yeah, like they're just waiting on the variants. They're searching for the variants on the timeline. They could be off cleaning up other cases. And there's a few lines. Right. I made a reference in the first episode we were recording. I was like, maybe this is all Mobius does. Maybe he just deals with Loki variants. This episode, he seemed to really think that. Like he says, like I wrote a couple things down.
I've been hanging out with too many Lokis.
I've been hanging out with too many Lokis. He says multiple times, I've been dealing with all these Lokis, and it's like there's two that we know about. So are all these Lokis he sent to this planet? Are this post-apocalypse? Is that all the Lokis that, you know, he's dealt with? Are these the variants they've pruned? I don't know. It's interesting to think about that.
Stay tuned and find out.
Yeah.
Technically, we've only seen 4 of them. Right? Like technically, we've only seen 4.
You mean on the plant in the post-apocalypse?
Right. In the post-apocalypse. So we know that there are at least 6 Loki variants, but like we don't know if it's a whole city full of them.
Right. I just,
you know, they say this, you know, he asks, "Is this hell? Am I dead?" And they say, "No, but if you stay here, you will be." So, like, they're the welcoming committee at the very least.
The Loki committee. Anyway,
what a hell of a job.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Right. That's why Richard E. Grant's version, like that variant, looks just so
terrible.
He looks terrible.
Downtrodden.
He looks so terrible.
He's just standing
so
there all
good.
frumpy.
Yeah,
He's so frumpy.
I'm seriously getting Spider-Verse vibes, right? Like you have an animal version. Yeah, right? You have an animal version.
Uh-huh.
You have a kid version.
You have a kid version. You have a person of color. You have a
an old version.
You have an old man version. You have a frumpy version. You have a female version. Like this is like Loki-verse right here. This is welcome to Loki-verse.
Yeah.
I'm digging it, man.
Into the Loki-verse would be so good.
Into the Loki-verse.
Oh, God.
But before we got to talk about Ravonna and the Timekeepers, man. That was just a whole
that's a huge deal.
Holy crap.
Well, it's a huge deal, but it also led to nothing because now we just know someone created the TVA. Someone set all this in motion. We don't know who. Ravonna seems like she was in on it.
Oh, yeah. She totally was sus on that. She knew exactly what was going on.
Yeah. It's hard to...
You walk into that like Country Bear Jamboree animatronic, bad looking crap, like, holy crap. I mean, at first I'm like, man, this CGI is terrible. And then I'm like, oh, they got to be friggin' robots or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and I
called it right at the beginning of the episode when she walks in and we get that little glimpse. I was like, holy shit, it's the great and powerful eyes.
The glowing eyes.
And then turns out exactly that. They're not actually like a thing. No. There's a man behind the curtain somewhere.
Not to compete with like who called that, but I said man behind the curtain in Oz in episode 1, yo.
I said man behind the curtain in Oz when we were talking about WandaVision trailers. So.
That was a different show.
God, I hate it when the dads fight. I did totally get their design. Their design was total Time Lords. They had the high collars.
Oh, for sure.
It was just like,
God, yes.
So it was another. They're getting a lot of. I mean, with it being time travel and stuff, how it would be hard for them not to have comparisons or either aesthetics looking like Doctor Who. But where else could you go for some influence? But
this felt very Doctor Who-ish. That whole battle for the multiverse on a bridge, like it all just felt so Doctor Who, like all of it. And I'm here for it. I'm loving it.
Oh yeah.
But now where do we go from here though? There's multiple Lokis on this planet, variants. Maybe there's different planets for every variant, maybe not. Maybe we'll find out there's a bunch of variants here. Maybe Owen Wilson's character Mobius is here. Maybe they sort. Maybe they're like you said, the welcoming committee, and maybe they sort into different communities of different kinds of variants.
It could be. Like they said, they're going beat for beat. This is the. Go ahead.
Well, I'm thinking like I have a theory here. So they call it pruning, right? But like oftentimes with plants, you can prune or you can like trim off a part and then go and plant that part somewhere else, and it becomes a new version of that plant.
Right.
So what if the timeline is doing? Yeah. What if the timeline is doing that sort of thing where like it branches off from the Nexus event? They prune it here, but it still creates a separate timeline that just keeps going, but doesn't like it's separate from the other timeline or the sacred timeline.
So the pruning is actually causing it's creating multiverses then, because it's actually, instead of pruning it from the sacred one, it's just creating multiple timelines, multiple universes.
Unless the thing that
is true.
Unless the thing that Kang wants to create, oh yeah, I said it, is maybe that's what whoever is behind the TVA, what they're doing is they're taking variants out of the timeline and putting them so far in the distant future, it's like a trash pile for variants, right? Like they're just like throwing variants in like a junkyard for variants, and that's where he is. He's like in the interdimensional junkyard.
It's a garbage dump.
Yeah, and it's past whatever events
it's the Loki version of Sakaar.
Whatever events that the TVA was created to protect, this is past that in the Sacred Timeline, and they don't care about variants and all that stuff. They're just like, that's the trash heap of the universe out there. That's past into the future. Yeah. Again, it's a very Doctor Who idea. They deal with stuff like that. We're like, we're gonna go to the edge of time or whatever.
Do you remember that Young Avengers comic that we read, Matt, where Kang was involved? Young Kang was there. When Kang showed up and was like, look, if he stays here, this is what your time becomes. Like, this is kind of what becomes of your city. It looked a lot like what we saw in the background there.
It did.
Where everything is
which we talked about that when we saw the trailer. They showed a shot of the city in the trailer, and we talked about that. But that's a very different thing than whatever this is. Seems like a very different event.
Maybe
sending them out there. I don't know. Yeah.
But again, I mean, like, something happened here. Something happened in this whatever timeline, whatever place they're in, to make New York look like this.
True.
And
it does look like.
I mean, it was at least after Avengers 2012, because Avengers Tower is in the background.
Right. So it does look like the destruction of the city happened sometime shortly after Avengers, because we don't see like a lot of new crazy buildings. Like, the technology doesn't look very different. It looks very much like 2022's version of New York, and it's just been collapsed in on itself. So it does seem like something.
What year does Homecoming takes place in? Whatever year, because that's when they evacuate. That's when they leave Avengers Tower, right? So it's not Avengers Tower anymore after Homecoming.
Everything out.
So
right. Which it doesn't say Avengers Tower on it anyway. You just see the shape of Avengers Tower in the background, I believe. Well, guys,
It's very prominent on the right side there.
Well, just a quick thing before we go.
Oh, does it say?
It was brought up in the chat here. Melkai says, this sounds far-fetched, but since we mentioned that pruning could create possible multiverses, could this be how we get, like the X-Men and Blade? Because Mobius does mention vampires in this movie or in this episode. So bringing the vampires into this, it could be like, this is how we create getting all these new characters that from the Fox universe into the MCU because we're creating all these possible prune universes that allow us to, get everything in that we didn't have before.
It's possible.
Pruniverses.
I mean,
the Pruniverses.
The creation of the multiverse opens up those possibilities no matter how they come, I guess. So maybe the pruning could create, like you're talking about, or maybe it's just the destruction of the TVA. But now that we know that the Timekeepers are bullshit, like, now what even is the TVA and what is its goals? Like, is it possible that they're just going
square one, not knowing?
Right. Is it possible that the multiverse thing was all bullshit and like they've never been keeping the multiverse apart? They're just like stealing consequential people from the timeline and like putting them all in some place where they want to do whatever with them. I don't know.
We just have to watch next week's episode.
We're back at the tagline from last night's episode when Ashley and I were together, or when it was just me and Ashley, and we were like, I don't know.
Yep.
We'll find out.
We don't know much.
I don't know,
but I still think the multiverse thing is probably what's going on. I say that, but like, we do see them pruning timelines. We see them stealing variants and setting off those reset charges. That does seem like they are at least stopping these timelines from being created.
I mean, it's not like we don't have a movie coming up with, Multiverse of Madness in the title, so we know something has to come with the multiverse, right?
Well, yes, but it could.
Never heard of it.
It could all be a false connection.
Wild theory.
It could be that like all this stuff is just But I think you're right, especially that Doctor Strange. They talk about Nexus events. Doctor Strange was supposed to appear in WandaVision. All of this was supposed to tie in. So yeah, I think we're still heading to the same conclusion. But I just don't know what the Timekeepers, I'm calling them for lack of a better term, want. Whoever created the TVA want with all these variants in this dystopia.
Yep. I'm laughing because like the next logical conclusion that we have to make here with Marvel lying to us is that they're going to announce fairly soon that the name of the next Doctor Strange film is not actually Multiverse of Madness. It's something like Journey to the Dark Dimension or some bullshit like that.
Right. Yeah, it's all just a long game.
It's completely unrelated.
Yeah.
It's completely unrelated to multiverse. They're just like, we got you. Like, man, fuck you, Feige. That's what I would do. That's what I would say.
It actually has it's actually Nightmare, but it's this whole thing with the multiverse Nightmare. Is just like, it was just to keep you on your toes.
Yep. Could be. Gotcha. Could absolutely be. All right. Well,
so, BVK, before we go, I want to point out one thing to you. The in the Council of Lokis, quote unquote, the guy on the left, the large buff looking guy. Look at
with the hammer.
Do you see that hammer?
That's what she said.
Hey-o, does that remind you of anything? Like maybe
I don't have it up, but
zombie Thor, because it's shaped like a cinder block.
Oh,
the hammerhead is shaped like a cinder block, and it's.
I was just focusing on
shoved into it.
I was focused on Dime Store cosplay Richard E. Grant, so I'll have to go back to go back and we almost have to do like a shot by shot analysis of that.
That last shot is definitely worth looking at. It's so good. There's an alligator Thor, a child Thor, an old man Thor, and then like a barbarian Thor, like he's wearing like the big.
Place all of those instances of Thor with Loki.
Yeah. I was just gonna say.
Why am I saying Thor? Yeah, the hammer's got me saying Thor. I saw him and I was like, "Is that a variant Thor?" But then, Thor. I thought it might be a variant Thor at first, which is why my head went there.
Yeah, but
he's got Loki
it looks
symbolage.
Like his outfit. Yeah, he's got the Loki symbology, symbolism. Like
whatever.
His attire is very evoking of Loki.
Yeah, on his like cod piece almost like on his in that area of his body, he has like the same symbol, the horns or whatever. It's more like below the belt.
Yeah.
He has the horns there.
Yeah, he's real horny below the belt.
He's got the horn where the horn. That's where his horn should be anyway, right?
Horns just below his belt. All right.
Two of them.
This is late night Loki.
But we're getting late night loopy. Am I right?
Indeed. And I've got to go to bed because the longer we go, the longer I have to edit. We're going to be back to talk about this more tomorrow. And we got lots to say. Join us tomorrow. You'll be getting this on Wednesday. We'll be doing this Wednesday at, we'll be doing another rewatch at 5 p.m. Central, and then a podcast on Twitch at 6 p.m. Central. So join us at 6 we'll be able to check the feedback and stuff in the Twitch a lot more on that episode.
Check out Source Pages. Our first episode dropped. It's myself, Haley, and Jeff Randall talking about Black Widow: Deadly Origin. It's a fun time. We're all now on all major platforms out there, so come check us out.
Yes, absolutely. Source Pages, brand new Stranded Panda podcast. It's freaking awesome, and really excited to have you guys on the network and talking about Black Widow. You need to go listen to that next week. Breaking down some things that might be in the movie and stuff. So, yeah.
Marvel makes movies still?
I guess so.
It's been so long, 2 years.
It hasn't felt like it.
Freaking years.
It's been like 2 years since they put out their last one, but they're making a comeback.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not like we're gonna get like Marvel. 15 in the next like 10 months. Seems like.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. We're out. We love you all. Thanks for joining us. Love you 3000. Peace.
Until next time, true believers. Let's get some sleep.
You get sleep. We went 30 minutes. Now that means about an hour and a half of editing.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Okay,
there's so much to talk about.
Y'all send me those MP3s if you would.
All right, you want me to?
We have got to get your audio worked out, Jeff. You're still popping like crazy, and you're always delayed now. And I don't know if it's the new, the new device, or I don't know what's going on. But you're always like, the Zoom delay between me and you has just been crazy lately.
It's not popping like it's popping. It's popping like it's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Popping like no.
Popping like we don't want.
The Lokis are listed in the credits as classic, kid, and boastful Loki.
What about alligator?
They didn't give alligator credit? Oh, that's bullshit.
That species is...
SAG is going to come after them right now. Misrepresentation of... Oh, jeez.
He had the horns on and everything.
He did. He did indeed.
Oh, that does look like, you said, that screenshot does look like, holy crap. That hammer.
Right? That hammer.
Feel free to join our Zoom call while I'm waiting on this audio, guys.
It's a god dang cinder block.
It looks like a fan. Yeah, it actually looks more like an I-beam cut, which is, I mean, it's still like a construction, but that's definitely like a wrench, like a wrench handle put into it.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a hastily constructed hammer, is what he's got there. Definitely a not worthy kind of device there.
Okay, I'm gonna upload this to Dropbox and then send you that link here in a bit.
Welcome, Jay Scoots and Sam Del Rosario. I don't know if you can hear us yet.
Yeah, I was multitasking. I didn't realize it was asking me to enable my computer audio. So, what's up, guys? Good to see you again.
Hey, man. What are your thoughts, Jay Scoots?
Oh, I just enjoyed your guys' breakdown and conversation, and obviously, yeah, I'm riding really high too. It was a hell of an episode. Lots of gut punches, but
right.
Yeah, really excited to see how they bring it home.
Yeah, me too, man. Sam, I don't know if we cannot currently hear or see you, but you're welcome to join us. And anyone else that wants to join from the Twitch, hit the Zoom link.
Hit that Zoom link.
Yeah, man. It was so funny. I meant to talk about this on the podcast, but it's so funny after we got on and just like no one could say anything because we were all just like, "What just happened? What is going on?"
We're just collectively fucking blown.
Yep. It really.
I mean,
really
from that point where they prune Mobius, like, because I thought at first, okay, so they're sitting there fighting in the throne room, and they just leave Ravonna on the ground, and I'm thinking, prune her, do something. They're just leaving her there because she basically knocked her out with the end of it. I'm like, oh, it's gonna come back. You never do that. You never leave because she's pretty much like right now turning into the big bad. I mean, she knows everything. You could tell out a couple of facial expressions she had was just like, oh, she's totally sus. She's so sus.
And with her connection with Kang in the comics, I feel like it's got to be Kang, right?
Got to be Kang.
You would think, but in the comics, she's sort of like she hates Kang. So maybe they're doing well. She like doesn't want
him.
She spurns him.
Let me know when you're uploaded, Jeff.
Maybe she's just playing hard to get, you know.
Yeah. Looks like we're good to go, Matt.
Sweet, thanks.
As of 3 minutes ago.
And by the way, I totally didn't even think about this till last week, and it's another huge enough Doctor Who connection is that the actress that plays Ravonna was in Doctor Who. She played Martha Jones's sister in season 3.
Gugu and Bathura.
Yeah, so whenever they had the flashbacks, when they had the flashback, or they had the scenes where they were showing her family, I was like, no wonder she looks so familiar, because I was looking through her IMDb stuff, and I'm like, I know her from somewhere, and it's like, oh yeah, she was on Doctor Who.
Oh, you're talking about Sasha Lane that played C-20. I thought you were talking about Ravonna. Yeah.
No, Ravonna.
Oh, Ravonna. Okay,
yeah.
Ravonna
she was Martha Jones's younger sister in the season that Martha Jones was on Doctor Who with David Tennant.
Okay.
I'm also mad we didn't get a chance to talk about B-15's like choice to follow.
Dude.
Yeah.
Like on the list of things that happened in this episode.
Yeah.
Like that was like right at the top, and then it was just like nope.
That was like I want to talk about that, and then it's just like everything else happened.
Yeah.
I know we were talking about the end part so long, so I'm like, oh, we got to talk about the fact that all the shit from Lamentos or Lamentus. You got me saying Lamentos now, Matt, all the time. It was just like we kept burying because it got the further we got along in the episode, the earlier shit we saw in the episode was just like we kept forgetting to talk. Like, oh, we got to talk about this. This is no one, the time bombs. Who took care of those? It's just there was so much that was going on, and then all of a sudden you hit to the end, like, what? Like, it's a great way to end that second act of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. God, so nuts.
Too much fun. Oh, there we go.
There it is.
Wake up, BVK.
So, well, now that we know that the Timekeepers were animatronics, I wonder what kind of reveals we're going to get for Miss Minutes, because we've been saying all along, you don't bring in someone like Tara Strong.
I forgot to bring up too, is that the one had a friggin' animatronic had like the mustache, and I'm going, oh, like it got us thinking about on the source pages where we were talking about the robotic mustache on Ivan, where this like, oh my god, they go so much that they make this the mustache. Like, oh, what is with that? I mean,
because you can't know that you're a Russian villain unless you have a giant fucking push broom mustache, right?
out of like a metallic head, yeah. So with this one, I'm looking at it, like they have to be animatronics. That CGI is so bad.
Oh god! So that's what it would look like. That's what it would look like if Ivan went.
If they bring that storyline into Black Widow. That's where they're, like I said, that's when they're falling from the helicarrier or the spaceship, and the scene where they're falling. They killed Robot. Spoilers for anyone who hasn't listened to it yet. There's the Deadly Origin. 3/4 of it is total Marvel, and then the last episode or last issue goes completely batshit crazy. Like that's really where you went.
Yeah. Oh man. Like it feels like when when they brought in the writer for that one, he was like, I'm gonna make some weird shit, man.
Like,
oh god.
Yeah, but like, how are we gonna finish this? We hit all the marks of everything that we need to know about her backstory. How are we gonna get crazy? Let's make her dad. Okay, if you want to hear the rest of it, listen to source pages.
Oh yeah, God, we should stop talking about it in case people don't want to be spoiled.
Yeah, I don't want to be spoiled yet.
Metallic push broom mustache.
That's just a taste. How we got there, you got to listen to the podcast.
Yeah, you got to find out for yourself.
Okay.
So,
oh, by the way, I had to ask you guys this because I did the thing like you mentioned with I directly put the link or I source it straight to Apple, not through so it's a separate feed. So the numbers that Spreaker give you, do they give you everything or just what is coming through them? Because
they give you everything.
Okay. So the Spreaker numbers are total for everything that is through them. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
You can hit your sources info if you go to your statistics.
Yeah, you can
on Spreaker. Okay.
Statistics and sources, and then you can see.
Yeah,
something's wrong with your audio, Jeff. I don't know what's going on here.
I don't know, man. You hit sources, and it'll give you like 59.54% of ours come from Apple Podcasts. 18.14% come from Spotify. And then everything else is under 4%.
Impose hardships and
then you can also get the geolocation. And once you have like more episodes, I know if you scroll down and like click on the actual like the link for the podcast title, it'll show you how many downloads you have for each particular episode for a given amount of time.
Yeah.
It seems that ours is 76.65% in the United States.
Well, guys,
we have a broader net.
I think I'm gonna have to let everybody go because I've got to get on this edit so I can get it done, and I'm having issues with the audio, so I'm gonna let y'all go so I can work on it.
Sorry to hear that, man. Hope you get some rest before too long.
Oh, it's
Thanks
okay. Yeah, I was supposed to go to. I tried to go to bed at 9 tonight so I could wake up at 1 and do this, and then get 4 hours of sleep later. And I just couldn't sleep. I've been like laying down for 4 hours, just sort of just not getting anything done. So, so because of that, it is likely I won't be able to do the cast tomorrow, Jeff. You guys might need to be prepared to stream again without me.
Okay. We'll bring in Jeremy Irons.
Okay. Bring in anyone you like. If you need my help making any things or whatever. If my voice is great in the morning, that's awesome. But I have a feeling it won't. I have a feeling it will not be. It's because this is already rough. So, bye Twitch. Okay. I'm gonna hang up on Twitch.